What's up guys, it's Ivan, and on this channel I provide tips, tricks, advice, and strategies for your graduate school applications. So if you are new here, consider subscribing. Congratulations, many of you have reached out to me stating that you have been admitted to the Harvard Graduate School of Education. And so in today's video, I wanted to share a snippet of a longer video that I conducted with a current HGSE student. In this video, we discuss different things like how to tackle the application process and her experience during her first semester at HGSE. Let's move on to the last section here. So your HGSE experience. So you've done one semester. So what is it like being a student at HGSE?
So there's this analogy that I kept hearing. It's like drinking from a water fountain or a fire hose or something like that. That's something I've kept hearing about. Just that you have so much that's just coming to you, and you are not able to take even half of it. And I'm here experiencing that now, and that's true. You have just so many opportunities to go in, basically build your experience here. That's something that another thing specifically that interested me with ELOE and HGSE is that you really get to design your 9 months here, not just in terms of the variety of courses that you take, but opportunities to build student organizations, to interact and engage with faculty, and see how else you want to build the community and build affinity spaces, and organize events, and just do anything really in the area that you want. So HGSE experience has been really overwhelming. Can't be more grateful for this opportunity. Can't be more grateful for the people that I'm meeting every day. My peers, I think they're just the most valuable assets that I've had so far, and will be taking forward as well. So I don't know how to really summarize my experience here. It's overwhelming.
Okay, cool. So speaking about that a little bit, what have been some notable experiences? So like I've seen your Instagram and you like interviewed someone really cool. Like talk about like some notable experiences so far.
Um, I think so. One of the things that I was able to do is start a student organization here, and it's a space to build dialogue through documentaries, through conversations with speakers. So we had our organization, me and my peers, we were able to organize these couple of events, which has been the most attended student-led events in HGSE. We had, even for finals week, we had like 70 people coming in and sitting through events in person. And I think it has just been very inspiring to see, finally, first to see people in person, but also interact and learn from them, and be able to put something together from scratch, bring people of common values and causes together, and have those events. So that's been just wonderful for me. And I keep sharing some of these through Instagram also, because mm, I, I was motivated by people like you and a few other people who were willing to put out their experiences there. And I want to be that influence in some way, because I also understand it's just so taxing to share while you're experiencing this. It's so tiring. Like end of your day, you don't want to do that, but you also see how others have impacted you. And yeah, so that's been really interesting to be able to do.
Cool, awesome. Let's see what else I have. So can you speak a little bit about your fall semester courses? Like what did you take? How did you go about selecting the courses you wanted to take? How was that like? What is it like learning from like these experts who worked like at, in different capacities in the United States, like with senators, with the president, like how is that? And talk about that a little bit.
Mhm. So one thing that I was looking at is, it's very easy to get lost in course shopping, which is basically you're choosing what you want to learn. And I'm doing 5 courses now, and some of them is part of looking at entrepreneurship. So I have a course with Monica Higgins, Professor Monica Higgins, who's doing education, entrepreneurship, and learning, which is leadership, entrepreneurship, and learning, which is about understanding how do you be a leader, not just by not being an entrepreneur, not just by expanding or bringing something new, but in your own spaces, how are you managing work, and how are you able to build leadership around you and navigate what you were trying to do. So that's an interesting course. So I was looking at how do I go broad at this point in terms of the knowledge and skills. So I'm doing on leadership. Another course that I'm taking is on evaluation. How do you really go into collaborative and participatory evaluation, which is with Professor Bukala. And that interestingly gave me the opportunity to work real time with an organization and help them build their evaluation system. So that's been interesting. My another course that I'm taking is on politics of education in the developing world, which is very relevant to the space that I want to work. So Professor Emmerich Davies, his course is an understanding who are the major actors in education and how do you really influence education and get the right levers to work towards the right, well, not right, but the kind of goals that you're working on. So that's there. And I'm also taking cross registering with Kennedy School course with Marshall Gans, Professor Marshall Gans, which is on public narrative. So it's a very broad, reach that I have gone for, and probably in spring I will narrow it down to exactly what I want to do.
Cool. Those sound like really good courses. I know the thing that I liked really about the courses at HGSE was that like theory to practice piece, right? So like they actually have you work with like real companies or real nonprofits or whatever it is that the focus of your course is. But I like that aspect of HGSE, like you're actually applying what you're learning in the classroom to a real life organization. So like you're kind of consulting in a sense, and you're helping this organization when you do your final presentation, for example. And so I really like that about HGSE, because you're not just taking the class just to take it and get a grade. You're actually like doing the work. You're like, writing your essays, you're conducting your research for a purpose. And I really like that about HGSE. And I'm not sure if that's what you're experiencing or what you experience with your fall courses. But that's like probably the best thing that I took from HGSE courses myself.
One thing that I did look at when choosing was also what is the kind of assessment at the end of the course that would give me an idea of what am I really getting out of the course as well. So all of that, yeah, for me as an international student, it was very, it's a new system. I'm not familiar with the credit system, nor am I familiar with the kind of evaluation system or even the teaching practices. So I was surprised that I don't have to like sit down for a 3-hour exam and write something. So my courses are evaluated very differently based on the work that I did with the organization. For another course, I'm doing an op-ed. For another course, it might be a reflective piece. So it's very interesting, and that's something that you might want to look at as to how this professor is evaluating what you're learning, and you're probably having an end product even at the end of the class.
Cool, awesome. Let's get into some other questions. You talked a little bit about your peers already, but like someone did ask me in one of the questions recently, like, what is it like, or what are your peers like? Like, does everybody have like the same career goal? Is there diversity? Someone did want to know, like in the comment section in one of my posts, like, is anybody that you've met so far want to start their own school? Like, what are your peers like in terms of their goals and where they come from?
Very diverse. So the experience, number of years of experience of my peers is anywhere between 0 and 40 years. So we have straight undergrads who are coming straight from school, and we also have people who worked in all different kinds of fields, which is what makes it even more interesting. My friends are doctors, like actual physicians. I have entrepreneurs, I have engineers, I have artists, dancers, and for me it's just so interesting to see how all of this has an education piece into it, and how there is some convergence of what we want to do, but also diversity in where we are heading and where we come from. So it's an experience. Just having your peers around you is such an interdisciplinary experience itself. Even if you take the same courses, you're learning from different perspectives. So that's definitely something I feel like is one of the strong areas that's providing me to my experience here.
Awesome. I totally agree. I remember like I was shocked that there was someone in one of my classes when I was there who already had a PhD. Like, I was like, why are you getting this master? You already have a PhD. But there's just something that HGSE provides, but also maybe that person, I'm not sure if their PhD was in education or not, but maybe they wanted to bring that education piece to their, their work, their future career, right? And so really I guess what I'm trying to get at with this question was like anybody can apply to HGSE, no matter what your experience or background is. There's a place for you as long as you can showcase that with your application, as long as you can tell the committee like, here's why an HGSE degree or an HGSE experience is going to be valuable for me and then my future career. If you can make that case in your statement of purpose or your whole application, then there's a space for you at HGSE regardless of what your background is currently. If you enjoyed this video, go check out the longer version, which I'll paste the link in the description down below. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video.